Welcome to your daily focus, April the 6th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now, we have the 6th energy of today, don't we? We have the Lovers. It's about growing those relationships, deepening those relationships, reaching out within those relationships, letting somebody know that you were thinking about them, or you care about them, or you love them today. So if you think about them, let them know. Reach out to them. If we take the numerology of the day, it is a 14, which is temperance, but the 4 plus 1 is a 5, which is usually travel. So it may be those long distance relationships that we're looking at. Now, the 14 energy is, bringing things into balance. Understanding where the balance needs to be, understanding what you need in order to really have that balance in your life, that feeling of balance, that feeling of security. We have the sun in Aries. We have the moon. I believe it's in Virgo for most of the day, but probably about supper time, it's going to move over to Libra. So if you have any, both of them are kind of family and love. So, but you're a little bit more compromising at night. During the day, you'll probably be a little bit more clever, organized, or trying to organize or simplifying in some way. So the 14 energy is really beautiful to help you simplify in your life, because the 14 energy is having more by having less, and understanding what things do not truly hold a value in your life going forward. Sun is in Aries and the moon is in, I think, Virgo for most of the day. Probably around supper time, it'll switch over to the Libra energy and get ready for our full moon. Prepare its way for our full moon tomorrow. Monthly videos are finally up, so thank you for your patience, your understanding, and your support, truly. I'll put the link down below so that you can find yours easily enough. And remember, watch your sun, your moon, and your rising. And when you do that, and you put those 3 videos together, in any reading, any tarot reading or astrology reading out there, the sun energy is one aspect of your life, but the moon energy and the rising energy is also part of your life. And so you may not resonate with all of it, but there will be a part of it that you can really take home and use, and it becomes like a free personal reading. So let's get to the cards. Look at this, Judgment. Quite a few of you had Judgment. Even though, many times when I do the monthlies or the weeklies and even the dailies, certain cards keep reappearing and reappearing and reappearing. And so when I do the monthlies and stuff, there's usually a star or two in what cards came out the most. But Judgment was a high contender, even though it was a really mixed bag of nuts for these readings. Everybody had their own unique energy. It was they were quite intense. So Judgment is getting off the fence, making a decision. Something could come in today that is going to reward you for what you've done up till now. So you're going to get appreciated in some way. You're going to get more respect in some way. You're going to get that promotion, that bonus, that partnership, that whatever you were working towards. This is a time when you start to see a little bit of your success. So often we work so hard and so diligently day in and day out with the patience, with the discipline, and we don't really see anything materialize for a long time. And so Judgment comes out, and Judgment usually brings with it a recognition of who you are and what you're doing, and that you're on the right path. So And judgment is also one to say, hey, you made this commitment and you haven't lived up to it. Your focus has been elsewhere. So it's time to pay attention to what you truly value in your life, what you truly want in your life, what successes you want in your life, what kind of love and balance and happiness and joy you want in your life, and have that focus and that determination. And we're going into a full moon. Now, it's still new moon energy, so we can still change our routine in some way to bring in something to motivate us to move forward. So, look inside. Tap into your inner genius. Tap into your talents and your abilities. And by doing so, you just may click upon something that you can do in your routine, in your daily, mundane, in and out days, to insert something in there to really motivate you and really get you on track for what you want in your life. So that might be a prayer, that might be a meditation, that might be taking an online course, that might be just reading up on some stuff, reading some blogs, signing up for a course. Most of us are self-isolated, so there's no group meetings in town. So you have to find a different way of connecting with others and grow in your experience. So something can motivate or start to reignite us or kickstart us and motivate us in a whole new way. So really take the time to look within today and understand, what is my personal potential? What could I do if I truly put my mind to it? Who could I become? What could I step into? What could I manifest? And be honest with yourself. If you really gave it your all, who could you become? The Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is all about raising the bar on oneself. The Eight of Pentacles, we sit here and we look at these pentacles and we're like, wow, this is some really good work and I did this. This is my creation and I can do better. We're exploring our creativity, our inner passion, our desires, the things that we're good at, we want to excel at. And the Seven of Wands. We could in some way be speaking our truth today. Saying, this is what I want to do. This is who I want to become. This is what I want to step into. This is what I want to try out. This is what I want to explore. So it's a very strong day for us to really tap into our sage wisdom, our potential. And it will unlock some kind of little secret to what you can adjust maybe in your routine, your routine. Maybe something in the morning or in the afternoon. Something to create time or resources, energy. Maybe it has something to do with your health and well-being and starting out the day on a more positive note. Start your day with the I Love Me meditation that I've got a link below as well for that. And know who you are before you walk out the door, but chances are you're not walking out the door. If you are one of our essentials, and I thank you for walking out that door. Because being one of those people, it takes a bit of courage to walk out your door each day as things develop. So do your part, control what you can, turn off the news, concentrate on you, focus on what you want. Now we're into the magical wisdom. This was gifted to me, so thank you so much. And my mystical wisdom cards were in quarantine for 14 days, so I know they're COVID-19 free. Oh my goodness. And I just love this deck. Somebody loaned me the deck, and I got to use it for a week. And then of course, they wanted it back, and I could understand why. So thank you for the gift from the bottom of my heart. Friendship, nurture your relationships. So right back to the numerology of the day was the 6, right? Nurture relationships, friendships. Reach out to another. Far away, maybe next door. Maybe in the same house. I remember the first time one of my kids texted me, and I got up and I walked across the hallway and I opened the door and I said, "Yeah, couldn't come say that to me?" And, oh, it was easier to text you. I was like, "Not when you can talk to each other. No, not allowed." So, but I was the mom that, I didn't scream my head off ever. I didn't waste the energy, because, when you get angry, you've already lost the fight. So what I would do is I would just disconnect the router when supper was ready. Boy, everybody came out so fast, and the router was in the dining room. So I said, "Oh, you're here. Sit down. Supper. I'll plug it back in after we're done." And cell phones, if they had them at the table, they were turned upside down, and the first one to look at their cell phone had to do the dishes. And I got rid of the dishwasher because they wouldn't fill it. So I was that kind of mom. So, and I don't know why I shared that, but maybe it gave you a giggle. Because I never got upset with my kids. My daughter, I remember the one time, she said, please, mom, not the talk. Not the talk. Just ground me. Take away something. Here's my cell phone. Take it for a week. And I'm like, no, we're having the talk. So, and we're best friends today. So it worked. So friendship. Growing friendship. So the friendship, my daughter is also one of my best friends. So who is, considered your friend? Who is part of your clan, your tribe? Just phone somebody and check in with them, see how they're doing. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you care about them. Tell them that you were thinking about them. Raise their energy, and you'll raise yours in the process. Absolutely. So friendship, nurture your relationships. The value of friendship is expressed by mutual understanding, compassion, and the ability to comfort each other for emotional support. Friends enjoy each other and trust one another. You may find that at this time you are being asked to assist a friend, or you will be making new friends. To be the best friend ever, give some thought to how to enhance your relationships. Friendship is graciously given and lovingly accepted. Friendship is graciously given and lovingly accepted. And the mantra, I love and appreciate my friends. So, breathe in, breathe out, and say the mantra together. I love and appreciate my friends. And do that just 4 or 5 times to even start your day, or just when you need to calm yourself for a few moments. Let's see what our wonderful animals have to say. Besides Dylan and Milo, who are wrestling, I think I put up on Instagram, it finally got warm enough that I could really go back in the back with them and let them have a good run. And oh my goodness, they ran. Milo kept swimming in the creek. I'm thinking it was a little too cold, but it didn't seem to bother him at all. And then Dylan blocks him. Dylan just runs up and down the shoreline and just makes it so he can't get back in again. So eventually I have to go and get Dylan, but it's more of a game with them. I'm sure he'd let his buddy in. So that's on Instagram right now. Oh, find your voice. Truly find your voice. Look within today. See, tap into your wisdom of your pure potential, of who you could be if you really put in the energy, if you really gave it the focus it demanded, expected. Find your voice. We haven't had the frog in a while. Sing your song, dance your dance, and tell your tale. Gee, that was the 3rd card, wasn't it? Where's that hiding? There we are. Standing in our truth today. Walking our walk, talking our talk. Frog tells you it's time for you to find your voice. Saying no can be one of the most difficult words to speak, and yet Frog says that you have been putting too much pressure on yourself, allowing others to steal your time and exhaust your energy. You haven't vocalized your dissatisfaction with it. Instead, you have quieted your voice. By saying no, you will begin making room for the things that you do want in your life. It isn't easy at first, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes, and the more empowered you will feel. You may have been keeping frustrations inside of you, and they need to be spoken. It could be that a friend has hurt you, a spouse who isn't listening to you, a boss or coworker who doesn't respect you. It's time for you to vocalize your feelings. In order to remove the emotion, you may want to begin writing down what you want to say and practice saying it aloud. And that's very beneficial. Write it down and say it aloud. Say it to yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror while you speak the words of truth. Can you see within your eyes how much this is damaging your soul and spirit? Healing will eventually come from Frog assisting you to find your voice. Frog also reminds you to put on some music and sing. It can be in your home or your car, but sing as loud as you can. Fun or sad, it doesn't matter. Just express yourself by singing. And you know what? So I pray every day, and I do some traditional prayers. And, never being able to go to my place of worship, I miss that connection. And so it gets lonely. So on Spotify today, I found one of my prayers in song, and I got to sing my prayer, which was so unbelievably moving that and I'm not going to do it all the time, but it just took me to a whole different place in my prayer as I prayed really for the world's healing, and to help bring in the messages, of course, but the intention was behind the world healing. But I found it in songs, so I got all excited. It was like being with a whole bunch of people again, having other voices in the room, and there was insight there as well. So put on some music. Okay, your throat chakra may be blocked. Put your right hand on your throat and envision a blue light circling and swirling, healing the fears that surround you. Maybe you've always wanted to be an on-stage or Broadway show or possibly stand-up comedy act. Embrace Frog in helping you find the voice within you that may be shaky right now, but will in turn steady and strong the more you practice your art. There are no restrictions and there's no limitations. There's no restrictions. There's no limitations to a dream, a desire of who you can become if you want to really step into becoming that. You control the action. And so I think today all the energy allows us in some way to motivate ourselves again, reignite that passion, feel that energy surge through our veins. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you. Stay safe.